It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias podcast with Lydell, De Niro, and Hugo Twilight.
What up, everybody? We back. It's the Best of Bias podcast. Lydell, De Niro in the building. AKA in the building. Hey, DamoLee in the building. Hey, we talking about sports. We're almost done with the sports topics here. You guys hear about Michael Jordan selling his majority stock in, or his ownership stakes in the New Orleans, the Charlotte Hornets. That's what it's called.
Yeah, for 3 B's.
Finally, something Jordan failed at.
Yeah, right. Finally, something that he failed at. He got $3 billion out of it, though. I don't know.
Hey,
So-
right.
That ain't much of a failure.
That's a lot of money, a lot of more Jordans that can be made. You know what I'm saying? So,
I wish I could fail like that. Shit.
For real, shit.
the big, yeah.
You
that's
know,
what
for him though, it is a failure because he wanted a ship at least as an owner.
It's just kind of weird though, because he didn't really do a good job of putting talent together. I mean, he finally did go for somebody that's kind of showy that can bring them attention in LaMelo Ball. But before that, it's like, what? They've just been doing nothing really. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was time. J. Cole was one of the people in the investment group that actually bought his majority stake, a group ran by Gabe Polkin. So they took like 80%, or no, I think it's 70%. The group owns like 70% of the Hornets, and that's majority. So I guess J. Cole is one of the new owners of the Hornets. So that's kind of cool to me.
Jordan still owns a small little bit though.
Yeah. So he probably owns that other 10%, or who knows?
30?
Yeah, maybe more. I don't know.
Something.
He's
still in there
somewhere.
Yeah. He just like, I'm trying to make this little Billy real quick.
Yeah, and I heard how much money he makes off of Jordan shoes a year. Like he makes so much money off of that. I feel like, I don't know.
Pocket change.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about 3 billion being pocket change, but I mean,
he makes like 100 million or something like that.
Nah, something crazy was on air. They said something like that
at the very end, huh?
Yeah, he makes off the Jordan brand alone, and they drop shoes like every week. It's kind of crazy for him not to have that much money. If you think about the apparel, if you think about the slides, not only the retros, it's just a whole bunch of shit that he drops.
It's the only shoe that I know that they can drop like 8 different variations of the same exact shoe.
The same exact shoe. Yeah.
No, like the same exact shoe. You know what I'm saying? Like color, like obviously not the same exact, but like the same design, like the Imagines. Like this has been its 8th different drop. Like,
there's Red 5s, the flu games, they all put them out in different years, be the exact same shoe, have little variations of it, and sell it for $100 more. And then the resale market's just kicking everybody's ass and just making it so much more money. People spend $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 on a pair of shoes. So Jordan, I think it's a failure in one sense, but at the same time,
it's a failure, right?
It kind of releases a little bit of that ridicule that he's getting for being so bad at the job for so long. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think he needs to step away because I don't think he really is having an effect on the player. I think his player attitude kind of rubs off when he comes to, trying to get players for his teams, how he talks to the players, how he pays the players. I think he needs to step away and let other people kind of take the reins and put the team together. Let them trade for Zion. Zion's from South Carolina. Put him on the team with LaMelo Ball. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Michael Jordan would ever pull the trigger on that, but the new ownership may do that now, But I thought it was cool. Celebrities and players, ex-players and stuff starting to get majority stakes in teams. Magic Johnson, I think he is putting money in the Commanders, right? He's in the group that is buying the Commanders from their owner.
I think so.
Yeah, I think that happened. I know Utah Jazz, Dwayne Wade is minority owner of the Utah Jazz. But yeah, I know Shaq was with the Kings for a while.
I think there was like a group that Shaq was a hockey team, or Charles Charles Barkley, I think he is like a part owner in a hockey team. That's why he's been like rooting for them.
Oh, he watches hockey hella. And fucking everybody's buying pickleball teams. Like Tom Brady is trying to be part-time owner and player of the Raiders. So it's just shit going down right now that I thought I would never see. But it's really good that the players are getting to the business side of, and the celebrities are getting to the business side of sports other than actually playing the sport. Yeah, for sure. LeBron got money for everything. You know what I'm saying? It's a dangerous man right there. He can buy any sports team he wants to after he retires. I mean, even though he's still playing and owns the team. It's just kind of crazy.
He'd be a good GM though, I think.
Yeah.
He's got to play GM.
He has to retire first. That nigga ain't gonna retire ever.
Would that be a conflict of interest to be actually playing and on a team too?
Tom Brady's been trying to do this. That's how he got the Dolphins in trouble for trying to, in collusion, trying to get him to go over there and be owner and player of the Miami Dolphins during our season. That's the reason why he came back our last season. But anyway, it's not gonna talk about Tom Brady.
But that's interesting because like you can be owner and GM, can't you?
Yeah. Well, Michael Jordan,
or just head coach and GM.
I don't know. Because Bill Belichick is that for and I think that was
head coach and GM.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's Pat Riley right now either. Is Pat Riley GM and president?
Not head coach though. He might be GM and
president,
but he's not owner, huh?
That's Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones.
Pat Riley owned the Miami Heat?
No, I think he might be like, I don't know. He's just ingrained in. He had like 10 rings. He's the
general manager, I believe, though.
Yeah, because he's always talking at the podium. Yeah, but it's a lot of crossover, and I like it, but I just don't like the whole trying to play still, the Michael Jordan on the Wizards type shit. We just need to, if you want to retire and have your rub off pause, your little contribution be making the younger players better and just not trying to take the shine from younger players and own the shit. That's a little much. Speaking of a little much, Shannon Sharpe said it's a little much over here at FS1. After the finals, Shannon Sharpe actually he got a buyout of the situation. If you know Shannon Sharpe, he's the co-host on Undisputed on FS1 for years now with Skip Bayless. Over the past couple of years, we saw a little bit of friction. I saw a couple of arguments that Shannon Sharpe had with Skip Bayless. I know he didn't rub off on him too. I said rub off again. Pause. He didn't take too well. So I kind of saw this coming, but I didn't think it was going to be so public, because before co-hosts have left, Joy has left, Jenny Taft has left, and they didn't really say nothing about it. But Shannon Sharpe leaving, they're telling you why. Everything's speculated, why it happened. How do you guys feel about this news, and what do you guys think happened behind the scenes?
I mean, is it an issue that they have with each other? Because I know the same thing was similar with Stephen A. Smith when he departed from working on with Bayless, right?
Yeah, with Bayless. Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's kind of I think just Skip rubs people the wrong way. Not the rub, right?
You know what I'm saying?
But he is. I think the way Skip is, he is very like old in his ways, and that's why like I think him and Shannon actually had like a cordial exit, like Shannon just didn't want to battle him in that sense anymore because he didn't want their friendship probably to reach a different level. Yeah. Because when Skip gets heated, he tends to like not be able to. Yeah. Which is I feel like kind of older, like generational. That's kind of like how he is, he understands certain things are bad, but he's a hard ass. So it's like, he's like, oh, but I know this is bad, but like
I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah. And pretty much one of like the main public things was when the whole DeMar Hamlin thing, when Skip tweeted that something about he understands the situation, but how could you not play a game?
Yeah, continue the game after
when it's so important for playoff implications. And then Shannon didn't show up to work the next day. And then he came to work the day after. And then they started kind of like arguing and talking about it.
I remember that.
And then there was another instance to where Tom Brady had gotten brought up
I remember those 2 episodes
he
specifically.
he said something about like Tom Brady's better than him.
Yeah, he was like,
or something, and
Tom Brady can do what he wants. You're not Tom Brady type shit. Like you wouldn't be able to do that because you're not. He's like, what? He took his glasses off. Was he like, what? Skip? Like, what are you saying to me? Like, it was major disrespect and in that first instance as well. When he said, yeah, I took yesterday off because I didn't want to come on here and say anything that may hurt our relationship. And he said, you can go on and say it. And he's like,
he didn't want it to be about like he didn't want it to be about them. Exactly. He wanted it to be about Damar Hamlin and like that everybody hopes he's okay. You know what I'm saying?
He blew it up, and he still blew it up, and he was like, "Yeah, you wouldn't have been in the front office or like talking about his office or somebody getting called to the office to apologize." He said, "I wouldn't have to apologize, or I wouldn't have to do this. I wouldn't have to do that." You can just tell that they pay him a whole bunch of money over there, and he kind of controls a lot of shit that happens at FS1. There's the show that 3-hour show. Him and Colin pretty much run FS1 right now, especially the sports section. And I think Colin's he kind of got tired of that.
Level-headed, yeah. Colin's level-headed though. I feel like
he's not quite to the Skip level yet, for sure.
But I think he's also not. He's not like as old as Skip. He wasn't like raised. Yeah, he wasn't raised in those like dare to say racist times.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like he was raised a certain way, right? And it's hard to get it no excuses. I've always felt like Skip was the type that like he was never. Yeah, I love the show. Obviously, I'm so sad that it's fucking not on, but I really loved Shannon because he kind of reminded me of like my dad and like how he told stories and was really like animated, but also like gave he had a really good viewpoint of like sports and athletes and stuff like that. But also like after the game, like JJ Redick. But I don't think JJ Redick can venture out to like other sports the way Shannon could.
Oh yeah, because he knows all the players. He's in the mix. Skip is just also he's so old in his ways that he knows that he's this character now, and he can't divert from being that character. Once like he hates LeBron James, he hates LeBron James forever, no matter how good he does. Nope. And then Damian Lillard, it's like all the good players that everybody likes, he hates, and he just puts up that standpoint just to be the hater of all these. He'll live text or tweet during games for the whole game, just talking shit about the players and the teams. Like he has a character that he has to maintain. I think they pay him $25 million a year, and he made this persona for so many years. He's definitely not going to change. Definitely.
One thing always has to be the opposition.
Yeah, always.
Well, yeah, but one thing I hate about him is he's never ever wrong. And if he's wrong, he's the type of person that like, okay, you'll be talking about football, and he'd be like, well, LeBron James got swept.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, hold on, what? Like he'll lose and know he's lost an argument, and he'd be like, well,
let's move the goalpost.
Yeah, no. And he'll like, laugh. But he went 0 for 4 at free throws.
Exactly. He'll laugh about it, but too. Shannon will have a point. Shannon will have a point, and he's like, LeBron had 40, 30, and 25. He said, what about them fourth quarter free throws or those 3-pointers that he missed in the fourth quarter? What am I gonna do with that? And
he's like, and then he'll go, Michael Jordan's still 6-0 in the finals. And it's like, all right, well, like, bro. And that's
he's never willing to lose an argument. He's always trying to move the goalpost, make sure that he comes out on top.
If you're losing about anything, that's not what you tell me about LeBron. So is LeBron not the GOAT? What?
I
talking about somebody completely different.
I got a question for you, Pat. When do you think they're coming back on air or just Undisputed with Skip? And do you think they're gonna wait until they have another co-host, or is he just gonna hop on the 3-hour slot himself?
Hell no, because his podcast is hella dry already. So I think personally, I don't know. I think Nick Wright might go onto there and leave his show because he's probably the next villain at FS1. I didn't talk about Nick Wright in the Denver segment. Him and Kendrick Perkins burger eating that. I'll talk about you. Ooh, y'all motherfuckers. But anyways,
what do you think about oh my god, I just had his name on my tongue. Pause.
About to say.
He talks basketball with them all the time, light skin.
Oh, Nick Russo, Chris Broussard.
Chris Broussard.
So he's on the same show with Nick.
Oh, okay. I feel like he might make the jump to Shannon, or like where Shannon's place is, because he was a little bit more like he could get shaped. I feel like
they may add two people. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if they can. Because I don't know, when they bring the Chris Broussards, they always have a rotating cast. I think Nick Wright has all the opinions that can battle him, and Skip Bayless can go back and forth. And I think Chris Broussard and what's his name, Wilds, on that show that they're on, they double team Nick Wright all the time, and it's kind of not a good show because he'll just talk hella shit. Chris Broussard talk hella shit. Look at Wilds, and they'll kind of agree with each other. Ha 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 ha! Just talking shit about Nick Wright and not let him talk and shit like that. It's like, this show's kind of messy. The whole lineup is messy to me now. So,
and you know what I've like noticed? All of the sports shows, I feel like they're like starting to lose their flair, and it's kind of sad. It makes me sad because like so many shows that I like used to love that like the people aren't like even a part of, like Michelle Beadle. She used to be hella
and Marcellus
fun. Yes, bro. Like
his and hers.
Yes, numbers never lie. Sports Nation, like Sports all Nation of these, right. All of these like shows. It just now you have like one show of a like a series or whatever, like a channel, and it's like First Take is pretty much ESPN kind of now.
They have
Get Up
in the morning, hell
right?
early.
And then now Colin is pretty much
that's all I watch now.
Yeah, and I don't like the cartoon show. Like what?
I don't watch that at all.
These guys, come on now. Nope. Like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, that's slappies.
But yeah, that's enough of that.
But yeah, Earl Spence, and let's talk about Bud Crawford real quick. Get you up in here, aka boxing match. I think one of the boxing matches of the year for sure. July 29th. Earl Spence versus Bud Crawford. Yeah, of the generation.
This generation of boxing, that's the one they've been trying to get for the longest. And I mean, I think it's the right time though, because if we would have did it in the past, I don't know if they would have got the same amount of like capital from it, because they didn't both have the same status. Bud Crawford had just moved up to this weight class and he had to kind of establish himself, and he's been knocking everybody out since he's been in there. You could have some like I guess things to say about his competition, as far as some of them were like on their way out. When he fought Porter retired right after that, and I'm pretty sure for somebody to be in the boxing and to retire, I don't think just getting beat once going to do it. He's been beat before. I think it was more something already on his mind, so he was already on his way out anyways. Plus, his dad said that like he wasn't training right. That's why his dad threw the towel in, because he was like, he wasn't doing what I told him to, and he normally always does what I tell him to do, and he wasn't doing it for this fight. And he beat what's the other dude's name again? The British dude, Kell Brook. And Kell Brook was on his way out too. I mean, Kell Brook already had two busted eyes. His orbital bones on both sides, and one of them Errol Spence busted. So yeah. So I mean, he's fought some good people, but like they're not on the same level as Errol Spence's competition. But nonetheless, I think Bud Crawford's an amazing fighter. I think he's probably like top tier, as far as probably like one of the best boxers out right now. Switch hits, hell of a counter puncher, got power for his size, and he adapts in the ring real good. But Errol Spence is naturally a bigger fighter, and he just don't stop coming. I mean, not to mention, I've seen Errol Spence take punches way better than when Bud Crawford takes punches. Like he's had the stanky legs a couple times. I want to say, was it his last fight? One of his recent fights, he definitely touched the canvas, but they didn't call it a knockdown. He definitely touched though, and they didn't call it a knockdown. I forgot who it was, but I feel like it was that last fight where he fought against that dude who was kind of a nobody. But Errol Spence, there was two different fights where he did like a stupid mistake, and one of them was against Danny Garcia, where he dropped his mouthpiece and went looking for it in the middle of a fight like a fucking dummy. And he admits this, it was a dumb fucking move and got caught, but he took it like it was nothing. And when he was fighting against Ugas, he did the same thing. Got his mouthpiece came out, and he just stopped and started looking for it. And Ugas took advantage of that and hit him with some nice punches, but he recovered immediately and started putting hands back on him again. Not to mention, he fucked up Ugas. I mean, I think that like he just put a clinic on Ugas that whole fight. So I don't know. To me, it's one of those real 50-50 fights. Uh, Sometimes I lean towards Crawford just because Crawford always finds a way. But then again, I also have to lean towards Errol Spence because there's been a lot of fights where people just doubt him, and he goes in there and just fucking dominates. Like the Mikey Garcia fight,
Hmm.
Sugar Ray Leonard, everybody was saying that, oh, Mikey's too good, he's too solid of a boxer. Errol Spence just like a forward fighter. Errol Spence outboxing the whole fight. He didn't even do none of that like forward body shots. He just out jabbed him the whole fight. Just made him
Yeah.
look like it made it look like it was another like a school, he was a teacher. And Mikey Garcia was a hell of a good fighter, and he never really came back after that. Like he claims he didn't get hurt, but he retired like 2 fights later. So
Damn, they just retiring niggas out here. I feel
yeah,
that.
so
I'm excited
but
to see it though, man. A lot of these fights are coming faster than I thought they would. Come up July 29th. That's right around the corner. And
it
I feel like
is.
they announced the fight like 2 weeks ago. You know,
Yeah.
the
The funny thing is, I seen a video where Errol Spence was talking about when he lost his mouthpiece to Ugas, because he got in that car accident back in
yeah.
2019, that real
Mhm.
bad one. So he lost a lot of teeth in that shit. So he got some of those veneers, and they put like they screw the fucking teeth in or whatever. And he said that when he felt his mouthpiece come out when Ugas hit him, the only reason he stopped was because he thought his teeth had came out.
Uh,
He was like,
damn.
that's why he had that smile on his face when he got hit, because he was embarrassed because he thought his teeth came out, but they didn't come
Sure.
out.
That's lucky.
That's funny.
Yeah,
I
that's a
feel
fucked
that.
up thing to think though.
Who you
So
got in the
who
fight?
yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say who you betting on? Because I might throw some money on it.
Like it goes back and forth with me. Like I don't know. Sometimes I would say I put money on Crawford, but then I'd be like, I don't know, because Crawford would have to like catch Errol Spence, I think, with like a nice punch to knock him out. But I can literally see Errol Spence like winning by beating the fuck out of him and then getting him out of there. So I mean, if I had to put
So
money on it, I would have to put money. God damn it, probably on. In the past, I said Crawford, but I would have to probably put money on Errol Spence just because the size. He's a naturally bigger fighter, longer fighter, and he don't quit at all. He never quits.
okay,
So
so they both undefeated.
they both undefeated.
One's
And
28-0 and one's 39-0.
God damn.
One
yeah, so but the 39
Crawford
though,
got 30 Ks and he's
yeah.
39-0.
But Crawford
And
also doesn't have as good competition though.
okay,
He hasn't had
Spence is 28-0 and has 22K.
yeah.
It's some fighters, boy. I'm ready. I'm ready to see it. I'm ready to see it. Who
Yeah.
buying the fight? Who buying the fight? Whoever's
Yeah.
out
I
there
am.
buying. Good, 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 good. We need to all watch and review that shit once it
And
does
hey,
happen.
we should. What you need to do is need to start dropping the Best of Bias live episodes, and you
Oh,
just
that would be clean.
do a
Yeah.
Zoom, and we all watch like on our own cameras, and
Yeah.
while we're watching or on our TVs, we could like talk to each other and
Shit,
like
but
kind of
where I'm
like
gonna be at is gonna be too noisy. I'm gonna be at
yeah, you're
somebody
right.
else's house. Yeah, so
And it'd probably
yeah,
be hella ahead. No, I don't know what time it would be.
it is. There's gonna be a lot of cats there most likely and drinking and shit. But
I
just
feel
I don't know
that's
if y'all saw when I was
Hey,
posting.
even better, right?
I don't know, but
More entertaining.
when
Ariel
I
just
was
got his phone up and it's like showing the whole party.
when I was posting the Mikey Garcia versus Mikey Garcia, what's the damn kid, Ryan Garcia versus
Javante.
Tank. Yeah, I don't know if y'all heard the video in the background. You hear motherfuckers yelling, "Knock him out! Knock him out!" over and
Ooh,
over again. I was like, "God damn!"
yeah.
that's fun. Nah,
But
I
they
I
was
feel
feel
it.
it.
drunk as shit. So yeah,
Yeah, that's for
but
future games and stuff like that. For big events, we can, idealize some shit. We got some other dudes in the group chat that need to be in the podcast anyway. That's hiding out. They over there hiding out and shit. So we'll get people involved in the future. But real quick to top off the sports, let's talk a little bit about this U.S. Open, sir.
Oh
Um,
man.
let's talk about how you enjoyed that. You came with what round was it? Did you get out? You get out there?
The final round
Final
actually.
round.
Yeah, on Sunday. It was just like kind of not life. I mean, maybe it was life changing, but it was like super epic to basically be able to see everything from like with inside. And like I'm in production too, so it's cool like seeing how they film everything, like all of the cameras, the audio equipment, like how they do it. Like they have people run up behind them like super close, like on the golf course, and like you see these big ass cameras like just right behind them, right? Yeah, and it is super funny. But like yeah, it was a pretty epic event because of like how many people were there. And it was definitely like a richer crowd if you were to say.
Yeah.
But like I'm not gonna lie, the white people were lightweight loving me. Just because they were hella like talking golf with me, and like we were standing next to people, watching stuff, like watching people hit. And you got like people reactions, and
it's so funny.
It could be a marketing event. Like if you were to go there for that, like you could legit do something like that. Me, I was just like, I went solo and I was just like enjoying my time. I gave Shibbity Boy a little shout out when
the amount of getting the holes that I heard. Get in the hole.
Yeah. It's funny. It's so funny.
It's just the culture there seems kind of cool. It's like it's an upper class culture, but it's like golf culture. So
and it's
like,
turn up, happy, like
exactly,
fun, like people aren't like mad or fighting. It's funny because you basically like see the herds of people, right? So what happens is like somebody, the partners will tee off, and once they tee off, everybody has to wait until like they can walk or cross if they have to cross. But if they don't have to cross, you just, once they tee off, you just see the herd of people go to the next like spot to watch them hit their next ball. And it's like you just see everybody. It is funny. It was like how people were running for the Funkos. Pat.
Yeah,
it was funny.
epic. I saw when what's his name? Young Clark was hitting his last putt on the green. How everybody ran to that last putting green. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. So what I did was I watched Rory and Scheffler tee off at 16. Then after they teed off, I went to 18 and got my spot to watch everybody finish out. So I got to watch Dustin, I got to watch Rory, I got to watch Clark and Fowler like finish out to where I wasn't just like behind somebody. And so yeah, it was epic. Like it's super cool because golf is lightweight, one of those sports to where everybody's happy when you have good golf. Nobody's like, oh, that was a 6-shot, fuck that. Like, no, everybody's like, oh, like super crazy, right? So it's like, yeah, you have your favorites, but it's not like, it's never like me against you. And the craziest thing about golf is the possibility of a swing, like of a winner, right? The way the points work, because literally like at certain courses, professional golfers can triple bogey, double bogey, and that's +2 points on your score. And if you're battling somebody that's close and they just birdie or eagle a hole, that's literally a 4-point switch that happens at one like hole. And it's like, it's so crazy that like that could literally happen. And it could switch it up. You could think you have it, but then boom, it's a 2-3 point switch like nothing.
Right. That's what it was kind of between that with Clark, Rory, Scheffler, and Ricky Fowler towards the end, the last 4 holes. But Clark kind of held on to it. He had some amazing shots. That shit was kind of incredible to see. And some putts that I would never make in a million years. It's very interesting, the technique. I golfed a little bit at my college classes, and these fools are out here bending shit around trees, having perfect shots out of bunkers, landing right next to the hole. I'm like, what the hell just happened? Yeah,
it looks so easy on TV too.
Yeah,
people are like, oh, okay, yeah, I can go out there and hit it perfect. But
throw your fucking back out in a second,
bruh. That shit was crazy. But I'm really happy you got that experience and actually being there and seeing what was going on. I worked the Women's US Open before, but I was never actually in the event to see what was going on. But yeah, I think that's it for the golf talk there. The U.S. Open was fire. The next one in LA is probably like till what, 2031 or some bullshit like that. I heard.
Yeah. There's one. Where did I sent it? It's coming up. The 2039 is the LA Country Club, but Pebble Beach
San Diego
is 2027.
That's sooner. That's sooner. A lot of time to plan for that. For sure. For sure. We'll definitely see what's going on with that. Before we get into the next commercial break, I want to kind of introduce this new segment we may try on podcast to come. The Funko Pop community. I always talk about the Funko Pops. It's kind of growing here. I want to be more ingratiated into the community and actually show that I'm out here collecting and I'm trying to make shit pop. So I'm gonna show you guys some of the pops that I got here that are kind of special to me and some stuff that we can probably talk about in the future if you guys are interested before we go to the commercial break real quick. Let's start off with my favorite Spider-Man we got here. We got Miles Morales. Put it a little closer to the camera. He got his hoodie on from Into the Spider-Verse #1. Miles Morales is really hot right now. Everybody's looking for Miles Morales after the Across the Spider-Verse movie. Also, we have pops that are called encapsulated, graded pops. I got Jack Sparrow here, who is highly heralded as well. It's kind of hard to find Jack Sparrow pops out there. And if you do find them, they're like valued at like $90 to $100. I got this one encapsulated. This shit's worth like $200, $250. And again, it's just kind of really hitting on the nostalgia play of kind of pop culture stuff from all around. Any kind of pop culture you can think of, they have pops for it. If you guys seen The Big Lebowski, I got the dude here.
Shit, the dude.
Yeah, it's so much detail into it. Even the coffee cup, the glasses, his outfit, the white Russian he has in his hand. It's kind of crazy. I had to get a hold of that. If you guys are into anime, Genos, I don't know how long it took me to get this bad boy. This is like value like $110 stock. I'm about to get this shit signed and then pump the value up to a cool little number. You feel me? Maybe like $200. But Genos took me a long time to find. If you watch One Punch Man, you know about Genos and how raw he is.
I mean, well, he ain't no. Everybody's raw, but they ain't shit to One Punch Man though.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. What was you gonna say?
Hey, does your camera video or like does it have a glare?
It's my ring light that I have.
No. Because what I was gonna say is you could get closer. You know how you said you had that camera?
Yeah.
So when you're showing the pops, you could show that camera and cut to it.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't have it on right now. I'm about to turn it on though. I should have done it for the beginning of this segment though. It should be my perfect moment. But this right here is another signed pop that I have. Jake Johnson, if you guys watch New Girl, it's Nick. He played the voice of Spider-Man, Peter B. Parker in Into the Spider-Verse. So I got a signed pop from him. You know, certified Beckett certified. I got this homie I talked about, him and his wife, Cherry Joy. They do custom pops. This is one of my favorite ones. My Zorro, you spin it around, it has custom art on it, a little lenticular sticker on the back, you feel me? You see that boy changing with his swords coming out? And they always do dope side art as well. You know what I'm saying? Hit them up, Cherry Joy Collectors? Cherry Joy Collections on Instagram. A couple more here. Collectibles. I got my signed Rock Lee. What does it say in the front? I am the handsome devil by the American voice actor. They did this one up pretty sick. Got the Leaf Village on the side. Nice art on the back. Great art on the side. Shit's clean. One of my favorites for sure. And then lastly, for the people, Young Mystique. You know what I'm saying? Got her on the side here. Young Cherry Joy getting spicy with it. On the back, you feel me? It's a bunch of different iterations of pop, bunch of different styles. And I actually want to bring that to the podcast, give you guys a little more introspective view on why I'm collecting, why I collect, and some of the new stuff that's coming out, some of the Comic-Cons that we be going to. We did LA Comic-Con. I'm going to Collectors Con soon to get a whole bunch of signatures on these bad boys, because once you get them signed, the value goes up exponentially. And I'm trying to get on that, one day I'll become a seller of these pops, and then, they out here and make me a little bit of money. So I want to give you guys a little view into my hobby, you know what I'm saying? And now my little spill.
Drop your whatnot here.
Yeah. If you want to be sponsored on the pod, any collectors out there, or any sellers out there, just let me know because I'm always talking about Whatnot. I need to talk about Whatnot, get a little segment. If you want to sponsor us, Whatnot, holla at us. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's all I wanted to say before we get into this pop culture segment. We're gonna speed around this pop culture segment because I know you guys been sitting for a long time. Season 2, episode 1, episode 166. If you nasty, we'll be right back. It's the Best of Bias podcast. Lydell De Niro, DamoLee, aka. It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. The best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias podcast with Lydell De Niro and Hugo Twilight.
Oh yeah, I guess you guys can call this bonus content because I almost forgot. Last week, I shouted out Cherry Joy and I was showing the pops that I had in my phone and not the actual screen. So if you guys are watching the podcast, you'll probably be like, well, what is he even showing? He didn't even show it in the screen correctly. So let me do that real quick. So let's start off with a couple. Of course, again, Cherry Joy exclusives from the homie on Whatnot. If you check him out on Instagram, he's called him and his wife. Excuse me. I keep giving him all the credit and not letting you know his wife is involved as well. They do great custom work here. Again, there's a bunch of glare, but this is Nami from One Piece. They take the top off the pop, introvert the boxes on the inside, and then add art to it. Check it out. If you guys know One Piece, this is Nami from One Piece. The art they do is super exclusive, one of one, and amazing. Let me show you some more stuff. Nightcrawler from X-Men. Ooh, you see him in there. This light is crazy right now. You see him in there. Let me spin it for you. Kurt Wagner from X-Men. What else we got? Let me not slow it down for you. Colossus, X-Men, another Cherry Joy exclusive, one of one. I have like 5 of these things now. You know what I'm saying? Looking to get more. If you guys are looking to get one, hop on Instagram, Cherry Joy Collections, I think. They have a whole bunch and they, every night they on Whatnot selling these. Miles Morales, Cherry Joy. Winter suit. Balling out. What else we got? We got one more for y'all. Say the best for last. The Rock. So yeah, last time I was talking about him, but I was talking about him down here so you couldn't see it. But yeah, man, Cherry Joy exclusive. You don't get no Funko shadow, so you can see your pop. Well, not on mine because it's super glary on here. But yeah, my bad last time, y'all. I didn't get to show you guys my actual pops that I got customized. But yeah, again, I'm going to a convention soon. I'm gonna show you guys all my autographs I get. That's the next thing I want to show y'all. But shout out Cherry Joy, and you can add this in the extra in there, aka my bad. I forgot to mention it. I was so in the group with the movie review, but yeah. Cherry Joy, shout out y'all, and I will be definitely coming back for more. And again, if you guys are looking for a Cherry Joy exclusive, hit them up on Instagram, Cherry Joy Collections. And if you're on Whatnot, Cherry Joy, they're on there every night around 9:30. So check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. It's your boy Lydell De Niro. We out of here. Sorry.